The wolf by the ears, the tiger by the tail. The sinking realization that this time you're gonna failure is a friend who talks behind your back, puts the bit between your teeth, lets the cat out of the bag. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it isn't true. True. Roll with the punches, smell the roses. Roll with the punches, smell the roses, roll with the punches, smell the roses. Comparisons are through, a desperate and a lie. It'll take away your joy, and the happiest of time will never tell. Space is gonna win. The prayers to the saint, betters to the sun. And these things may mean more to me than to you. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it is true. Punches, smell the roses, roll with the punches, smell the roses, roll with the punches, smell the roses.
Introduce yourself. Tell me
Yeah,
about
hi.
yourself.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is George Cruz. My real name is Jorge Cruz. Everybody call me George. Since I came back to the United States in 1962 at the age of 5 years old. After my father died, my aunts and my uncles brought me and my family, and my mom, my brothers, here to the city of Bridgeport. Uh, and we arrived at the P.T. Barnum Housing Projects. I grew up there, lived there for almost 24, 25 years. And then from there I got married. And 1982, I moved to Massachusetts.
Oh, great. And now you work as an RSS, a recovery support specialist at Greater Bridgeport Mental Health. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Edgar Diaz.
Okay, good deals.
Yeah.
I'm glad you decided to do my film about mental health, addiction. Could I have your name?
My name is Melina Bland.
Very nice name. I'm glad you're doing this interview for my film called Mental Salvation. Personally, you have had issues with both mental health and addiction, right?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I started using drugs at a very young age. In particular, 8, 9 years old, I started sniffing glue, and one thing graduated to the next, which it was drinking alcohol and then smoking weed in the early 70s. And then when I discovered heroin at the age of 14, now realizing that it was an addictive substance. Nobody ever told me that it was addictive. I was just doing it because my friends were doing it.
Did you get involved in any narcotics, drugs, alcohol?
Yeah, I used to sell drugs when I was young,
You sold drugs,
but then I started smoking crack and weed together.
crack and weed. Okay.
Then I did just PCP.
PCP. Yeah, that's.
I was
But
dipping and dabbing with different drugs.
yeah, well, those are some pretty heavy drugs. I mean, PCPs. That's a big one. It's and how do you? I mean, I know a little bit about PCP. I never done PCP, but how did you get off it? How did you get off the drugs?
I had just got out of jail 3 years ago.
Oh, tell me a little bit about that.
So I did 4 years.
And what did you? Yeah,
I changed my life around. I
yeah.
got out.
And could I ask you why did you go to jail?
Well, they had blamed me for doing a burglary,
Oh,
but they made up charges on me.
so you didn't do it. You didn't do. You were using pretty heavy at the time. And then
I started.
height, were you using a lot?
I was using for many years. I started using when I was 18.
18.
I stopped in 2014 to 2017. 2018, I started using again. That's when I fell into some years of depression.
Yeah.
And I finally got out September 20th, 2021. And I've been clean ever since.
What's your duty on an average day? What do you what's an average day for your life being an RSS?
The average day for me, after we have our morning staff meetings, we have morning staff meetings every morning from 8:30 to 9:30. That is going over all the clients, certain activities where clients needs immediate attention and stuff. But I write my own schedule of what people I'm going to go to visit at their homes. It depends. It varies. It varies from checking on them, make sure that they have taken their medications. If they have a doctor's appointment, I take them to the doctor's appointment. If they need food in the house, I would like to take them shopping, food shopping. If they don't have enough food stamp in their car, I take them to the food pantry. I also take them to the park. We go out there, we engage in conversation, specific needs, mental health, or alcohol or drug issues. We have some great conversations with our clients.
You must see a lot of stuff that the average everyday person doesn't see. How does that affect you?
Yeah, the most painful part of my job is when we have to paper somebody.
When you have to what?
Paper.
What's paper?
Paper is that if the client is decompensating, becoming more mentally ill, sick, he's not being rational, we could tell that something is wrong. I call the doctor, I call my supervisor first. Then we call the doctor, they come out, and then they assess the client themselves, and then we have to call the cops, and we have to call an ambulance, so they can be taken to the hospital. Many times they don't want to go to the hospital, but that's the nature of our work, and it's basically to save them, but they need help. And that's what I do. I encounter that a lot of times when I visit clients in their home. And that's why my job is so important, that me visiting their homes, make sure that they take their medications. I also deliver medications to clients. It's very important.
So I spend time at the mental health center. I'm a client, but I do some stipend work for a program called Push.
Yeah.
Now you run a group called Double Trouble.
Double
Explain
Trouble
a
in
little bit about
Recovery.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Double Trouble in Recovery is a very, very important 12-step. The concept was derived from the NA and AA 12-step concept. The only difference that Double Trouble, the reason they call it Double Trouble, is for those individuals who live with mental illness and also an addiction with substance abuse.
I see.
So we discussed both of those in our Double Trouble group. They had 12 steps, just like NAA, but these 12 steps in Double Trouble is focused on mental illness and substance abuse. in which NA and AA do not discuss mental illness.
So what kind of symptoms did you feel?
I started hearing voices at first, and
Hearing voices.
every now and again I would hear them, but I didn't pay them no mind.
Well, what did these voices
No,
say?
it was like little taunts, like telling me things about myself that wasn't good.
Yeah,
Yeah, they weren't very nice.
yeah, I understand. And did that lead down the road to you?
I carried that for a while, for a long time, until I got in my 20s. After I started using, I just kept saying to myself, these things isn't normal.
Yeah.
So I finally went down to Bridgeport Mental Health.
Head injury.
Head injury. What happened?
I had got hit. This guy got hit by a punch.
Punch. You got a fist fight?
Yeah. He sucker punched me.
Wow.
And I felt back in my head.
Were you hit on the concrete or?
So then I was in coma for a little while. And that's when I started getting mentally ill and voices and stuff. And I was going in and out of the hospital, psych hospital and stuff. I got on some medication. And I suffered a little depression too.
What got me out was my mental illness took a hold of me, and I was using too much drugs,
Yeah.
and I wasn't on my medication, and
I'll do it.
I fell into a deep depression, and I barricaded myself in my home. What got me out of it was I turned my life over to Christ.
Paranoid. I think that's part of my mental illness. I suffer from bipolar, and they call it schizoaffective disorder. It's not schizophrenia. I don't hear voices, but I get paranoid and fearful. Tell me a little bit more about your mental health. What were you diagnosed with?
I was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. So you actually hear the voice in your head. That's got to tough, Edgar. That's tough. Yeah, I can't, because for me, my mind just races, it just goes miles a minute. Like I have ADD too, I did when I was younger. And so I'm always like, my mind's just all over the place, but I don't hear the actual voices. Sometimes, once in the blue moon, I'll hear some voices, and where did they come from? But I imagine hearing those all the time, it's gotta be tough, because it's almost like, you gotta block that out, and that you got to hear those voices over and over. You gotta block that out, and and I think for me, when recently my mind was racing and I was messed up in the head, drinking would calm my brain, or doing the drugs would calm. It's all about self-medicating. It wasn't until I take a lot of medicine myself, it wasn't until I got on the medicine, a right cocktail of medicine, that I was able to straighten all that out. So I'd like to learn a little bit about your treatment now. You told me you spent some time at Fairfield Hills.
Yep.
Now, were you
1979.
1979. Now, were you a client there?
I was a client.
Tell me about that, because that's part of Fairfield Hills is my parents live up in Newtown, and I've been, that's going to be part of the movie too, Fairfield Hills, and it's an amazing. They're redoing it. It's beautiful. They're refurnishing the whole place, but tell me about some experiences you had there, at Fairfield Hills.
Well, Fairfield Hills was by chance. Again, a friend of mine told me, because in the early 70s, there was not that much treatment here in Bridgeport Hill.
Yeah.
There was methadone here, methadone there, but not so much. But anyway, I heard from a friend about Fairfield Hills, and I was able to call, and I went in for the detox in the buildings called Eden House and Dependency on Narcotics. Lighthouse, something like that it was called, but the program was Eden House. So I went in there for the detox, And then I heard about that they had a program downstairs. And a counselor, they asked me if I would be interested. I said, sure. Well, a counselor came up to interview me and told me, okay, we'd like to have you down. It was a 16-month program. So I went down. It was a very tough program. I mean, hardcore program. There you get yelled at. You get waking up early in the morning. You got to do the whole dishes for everybody. Everybody's dishes. You had to clean the floor with a toothbrush. I stayed there, though. I stayed there 8 months.
It's really too bad because today they're all closing. I mean, we go back to the hills. It's like a campus.
No, it was a beautiful place. I mean, it was strange. This ghost type of aura.
Yeah.
The building, the dark brown brick buildings, looked like a prison system, so to speak. But it was a beautiful place on the outside.
But there's rumors always been that the place was haunted. Did you experience any sounds or images, or do you know anyone who might have?
No, I'm glad I did. But I saw some strange things there because they had tunnels.
Tunnels?
Yeah, they had a tunnel system in Fairfield Hills. Tunnels that go to every building and also straight to the kitchen. And we used to go get the breakfast in the big metal cart, get the coffee and the breakfast, and also lunch and dinner through the tunnel. Yeah.
Like the White House.
And it's eerie, man. And you see the building, it says the name of the building. But it was a good place, I just wish that I gave myself an opportunity to stay the whole 16 months. But they did help me. Like I said, I was able to stop smoking, I got into jogging, attended school classes, education classes. When I came out here, I was feeling good. I took the test for becoming a Bridgeport lifeguard at Seaside Park.
I don't know, is there anything that you want to say that, get off your chest, something that you want to say? Hopefully this will go out to a lot of people, and it's what I'm doing this for is for people who might be struggling and who want to change their life, turn their life around, and know that they're not the only one. There are other people out there. We all have our different past and our different specific details, but we're all in it together. And do you have anything to share that might help someone out there?
Yeah, you gotta be willing to change. You gotta try to. Prayer helps as well. Prayer, religion. Sometimes you just gotta go through a hard time to change. At the end, some gotta suffer homelessness, bad experiences in the world and stuff. Just like me, I had a lot of hard times in the streets, ever since I was young.
I just want to say, I've been addicted to crack and cocaine, since I was 18, and I just got clean in September 2021. So, it's a struggle, but don't give up on yourself. There's people out there that care, that can help you. And don't ever think, because I thought before, when I did relapse again, that I couldn't go back for help. That'll keep you out there. There's always somebody that's willing to help you, and that won't turn their backs on you. And if you're in a program like mental health, I'm pretty sure that they'll help you, because I thought that's what kept me away, because I was ashamed and I was embarrassed. That's what kept me away for that long 2.5 years. And I just got more and more depressed and didn't want to come out at all. So I encourage you, if you relapse, seek help as quickly as possible, so you won't hurt yourself or get depressed, and, turn to somebody that you trust, and it'll be all right, because recovery is possible. You just got to need it and want it.
I really want to get your story, and I think I wish the best for you, Nellie, and I consider
Thank
you a
you.
good friend, and thank you so much for doing this. You mentioned you earlier that you're a councilman.
I'm a city councilman of the city of Bridgeport, yes.
What's that
Reason-
about? What's that about?
The reason I decided to run for city council because I was a community activist. I've been a community activist for many years about environmental justice, criminal justice, any other justice that advocate for. And I said, well, let me run for city council. I ran twice and lost, but I won the third time.
I'm born and raised New England. It is where I hope to die. Surrounded by a family that I've tried to do right by. I am leaving them these songs in the best of my intentions, and a million complications that we never really mentioned. If anyone is listening, could you say a prayer for me? I am asking for a miracle this time, 'cause the truth is I am barely getting by. In confidence I talk to you about all of my rejections. You led me to the wilderness, but you offered no protections. While you made yourself the victim, I pretended I was strong. We played our part so faithfully, hoped no one would catch on. If anyone is listening, if you hear me whispering, I am asking for a miracle that's true. 'Cause the truth is I don't know what else to do. I've been looking for a break so many years. That I stopped searching, the day I disappear. If you knew what I was thinking, you wouldn't think that I was nice. Is a secret still a secret if you've kept it all your life? I still can't believe you left us. That'll never be okay. There's so much information in the things we do not say. And my heart broke when I was younger, but it ain't nobody's fault. Love is for the losing, if it's worth a damn at all. If anyone is listening, wish I felt you here with me. I am asking for a miracle right now. And if God is listening, I've been trying to believe. I am asking for a miracle, I know. 'Cause the truth is I got nowhere else to go.